Hey folks, so I accurately predicted hail in the middle of summer. It hailed on June 13th. I predicted that accurately. I predicted it in Austin. It hit Dallas, which is 150 miles away. But nonetheless, how in the world can anybody predict hail in Texas in the middle of summer accurately on the day? I was off by 150 miles, but I was accurate on the day. So the following clips is just the video of me videotaping the date, videotaping the forecast, videotaping my predictions which contradict the weatherman's forecast. And it's just evidence that this stuff works, and it's also proof that I saw it coming. Check it out. So, I put together a little operation. We're going to do it, and I'm going to show you everything about it as soon as I get that on there. Okay, so here's what's going on. Here's the weather forecast. Now, today has no clouds. It's very dry and barren. Sunday and Monday I expect to get those sharp, puffy clouds. Tuesday I expect a thick blanket of clouds over the sky, so thick natural clouds that you can't see the sky. Wednesday and Thursday I expect it to hail. And then I expect another 6 months of healthy rain. Okay? Let me refresh this page. Current date and okay. Okay. Now, let's get into this. They say it's going to be hot, dry. I think it's going to be storming like crazy.
So we don't think these storms are quite yet severe, but they are heavy thunderstorms, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, and in those purple and red areas, very heavy downpours of rain. Now notice we're also seeing some development down here into Travis County now too.
Here's the video of Tuesday after we distributed. Now, a regular happening when gridding Austin is the wind speeds increase like crazy. The day of or the day after, that is a regular happening. But this one's interesting. Here's the weather report for Tuesday. We started distributing Sunday. That's 2 days after.
A few more weeks without rain, they might have made a different decision because we are drying out quickly. But you're right, there is some nice rain falling in some areas this afternoon, but also some severe thunderstorms, Leslie. On the Viper radar here, the counties in yellow are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock tonight. That does include Milam County in our northeastern viewing area, which also happens to be under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Let's look at that on the KXAN Storm Profiler radar, and you can see a cluster of strong to severe thunderstorms across Milam County from Cameron down to Rockdale. We've had a report of a 56-mile-per-hour wind gust in Cameron. Now that's enough to blow things around pretty good. And remember, our trees are suffering from the drought of the last 2 years, and they're blown over much more easily than normal lately. So you folks be very, very careful around these thunderstorms here in Milam County. You're under severe thunderstorm warning until 6 p.m. tonight. 658 cloud-to-ground lightning strikes just in the frame that you're looking at right here in the last 10 minutes. Now, not all of those in Milam County, a lot of those over here in these storms toward Bryan and College Station. But it's not just Milam County that's seeing the thunderstorm activity this afternoon. We are beginning to see some development back down here in Williamson County. Now, these are not strong storms there northeast of Copeland and in the Taylor area. I shouldn't say they're not severe storms. They are increasing in intensity, becoming strong thunderstorms right now. In fact, we're indicating some hail up to an inch in diameter in this area of thunderstorms over eastern Williamson County. This developing area of thunderstorms here to the west of Taylor on Highway 29 also showing some signs of intensifying right now. A little cloud-to-ground lightning. You can see those little lightning symbols that are flashing there. Also indication that hail in this storm is as big as an inch in diameter, but the probability of that being severe hail when it reaches the ground, which would be the size of a quarter is only 30%. So we don't think these storms are quite yet severe, but they are heavy thunderstorms, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, and in those purple and red areas, very heavy downpours of rain. Now notice we're also seeing some development down here into Travis County now too. Around Pflugerville, south of Maynard, there's Highway 290 right there, a little thunderstorm cell. Up here around Leander, see a little thunderstorm developing, Liberty Hill, Marble Falls as well. So this may be a trend that continues into the evening hours right now, especially along the I-35 corridor counties and off to the east. If you're near any of these developing thunderstorms, do stay indoors and away from windows until the storms pass.
Okay, so there's the weather reports of the weather, the wind going crazy all of a sudden. And then the day after that, we have a lot of rain coming towards Austin. But watch what happens. The clouds completely dissipate and neutralize right at 6:20. Alright? Everything is neutralized at 6:20. 6:20 is where the electromagnetic pollution is. 6:20 is stopping all the rain from getting into Austin. We need to cover 6:20 with Orgonite. I suspect $300 will neutralize it. I spent $1,200 last week on this experiment. I'm kind of tapped out right now. So if y'all can help me come up with $300, we can probably neutralize 6:20 and let these storm clouds make their way into Austin. Showing a picture of how much we made. That's what we used to cover Austin. So I spent $1,200 on this experiment, and I found out that 6:20 is stopping the weather from getting in. 6:20 is a long highway with a lot of power lines, okay? That needs to be covered with Orgonite before the rain can get into Austin.
Hail falls fast and hard across Dallas, alarming home and car owners. The hail covering so much of the ground in Lakewood, it looked like it snowed in the middle of June.
It was horrible. It was like being bombed or something.
Hundreds of cars have broken windows. The Lakewood Theater's marquee damaged.
And shoppers at North Park Center were shocked as hail broke through the skylights and fell onto the mall floor.
This is News 8 Now in high definition.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gloria Campos. It has been an interesting night.
I'm Casey Norton in for John. Huge hail caused havoc across North Dallas. The pictures and video, simply amazing.
And no doubt many of you are cleaning up right now.
Yeah, we want to show you some of the most impressive video tonight from the hardest hit areas. Take a look at Lakewood Country Club. The hail looks like a blanket of snow going across the golf course.
Nearby, the marquee at the Lakewood Theater was damaged. Dozens of cars parked in that neighborhood have windows and windshields smashed. Baseball-sized hail pummeled the skylights at North Park Center. Shoppers inside the mall took cover and took pictures. Crews were on the roof assessing the damage within the hour.
And here's a wider look at the parts of Dallas hit hardest by all of that hail. We have reports of damage across the area. The parts of town that took the worst of it, near Lakewood and, of course, North Park Mall. Encore tells us there are about 6,000 power outages, most of them in the eastern part of the city. We have crews scattered across some of the hardest hit areas, and so we're going to start with Monica Diaz in Lakewood. Monica.
Casey, we're live in front of the Lakewood Theater, and if you just walk with me here, just take a look. This famous marquee here at the Lakewood Theater is destroyed, and the tower also, that tower has hundreds of lights. All of those lights are gone. They are ruined. And tonight, families here and even here at the theater, people are still cleaning up. It went for at least 20 minutes. It just pummeled. It was unbelievable. And the rain, there was so much rain. It was like being in a disaster movie.
It sounded like the house was exploding.
Literally.
You know, just over and over and over again. I mean, you can look at the roof and see if it's 1,000 explosions.
The Lakewood neighborhood in Dallas battered and destroyed as a hailstorm pummeled dozens of cars, homes, and the famous Lakewood Theater.
Just all coming down everywhere. It looked like a minefield. And that's when we started hearing all the glass breaking and all the alarms going off. So
The storm's attack, not a threat at first, but minutes later, it turned dangerous. Drivers ran for cover in homes and businesses.
People started running into the restaurant, and also people started leaving. Take the cars, they were looking for shelter for their cars.
For nearly 30 minutes, neighbors watched as the storm pelted everything in sight. When the storm passed, emergency crews moved in. No injuries, but the destruction left behind stunned the entire neighborhood.
We're all safe. Everything's going to be fine, but wow, it's amazing what can happen in a half an hour.
And here's an interesting sight that we've seen all over this neighborhood. This storm was so powerful, it stripped trees, almost every tree in this neighborhood, of its leaves. It's incredible, and as we know, Lakewood is known for its trees, and of course the cleanup will continue. These people are going to be cleaning up for days. We're live in Dallas. Monica Diaz, Channel 8 News.
And one of the most remarkable pieces of video that we've seen comes from Lakewood Country Club. Hail covered the ground there like snow. Steam rose like an early morning fog.
What you're looking at here is the Lakewood Country Club, but check out this fog coming off the greens here. It's just almost, it's an eerie look. It's very eerie. It's Halloween-esque, except it's in the middle of the daylight. You can see the cart going through there. You can barely see that golf cart working its way down the path through all this fog that's generated by this hail that's up to an inch thick.
And now let's take a look at North Park Center damage from the ground. Cars in the parking lot have shattered windshields, many of them from inside the mall. You can see the holes the hail punched through the skylights. People were shopping when the storm hit there at North Park, and others were driving.
It was like apple size. And it had like spikes on it. So I've never seen that before because I just moved from Los Angeles.
Welcome to Dallas. Well, we spoke to this man about an hour after the storm, and hail still littered the ground, as you see there, and tow trucks were still carting off cars.
Went to shopping malls to avoid the weather, but for the first time in its 50-year history, shoppers at North Park were hit by the weather because hailstones went through some skylights on the roof. Workers have been here on the scene overnight repairing and patching those holes in the skylights from egg-sized hail that pounded shoppers inside the mall around 6 p.m. Of course, it didn't take long for shoppers to post YouTube video of what was going on inside. It gives you an idea of what they experienced. Golf ball-sized hail bouncing on the floor had to have caught shoppers off guard. The area that sustained the most damage is where the food court is. After it was over, you can see from our chopper the scene. It captured images of broken skylights that the hail penetrated. Fortunately, we're told no injuries that we know of, but a lot of cleaning up inside as well as outside. We're also told that the mall will open on its regular business hours today, and none of the areas, including the food court, will be off limits. Outside across the mall, this is the scene. As you can see, countless leaves on the ground everywhere. This is a scene in a lot of parts of North Andes, Dallas. Branches, leaves blown off trees by these large hailstones from a hailstorm that this area hasn't seen in many years.
All right, folks, let me ask you a question. Why do you think I predicted hail on the day that I predicted it? In the middle of summer. Well, I'm not using those methods on April 1st. I'm using some more subtle methods of diffusing the electromagnetic pollution. So, keep your eyes on the skies. Get used to the skies on March. And we're going to see the change into beautiful skies on April. Please tell your friends to look into this, because there's only going to be one opportunity for us to see this. So spread the word fast, okay?